everyone joining us around the globe. This is Talks They Teach, where ideas are not just discussed, they are transformed into actions. Today's conversation is just not about the teaching, it's about transformation, communication, and global impact. Because here's the truth, many teachers teach lessons, but only a few shape voices that matter the world. And that brings us to today's theme, from Kazakhstan to global leadership, inspiring educators across the continents. Today, I'm truly honored to welcome Mr. Yerkin Abdraimov. Maybe it's quite difficult pronunciation for me. Sorry for that. An English language educator, access program teacher, community lead in open community of practice, and a global communicator in open network. His work reflects a powerful journey from classroom teaching to global educational leadership. Here comes welcome to Talks They Teach.
Thank you so much. Welcome. Welcome. Thanks for having me, Nasimullah. It's my pleasure today to speak with you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, I would like to start very, you can say the first question about your access program as we were in the access program. Any experience that make you feel difference, routine teachers as we in our countries, and someone who have a practice with the Relo Pakistan, Relo, you can see the programs as access micro scholarship instructor, language instructor.
Yeah. Sorry again, please.
Okay, we normally in our countries would teach different classes, but when we get some opportunities with the Relo programs, it contributes to us in our teaching style. Anything that your life have, you can say the experience in Relo programs, now you are implementing in your classrooms.
Yes, with uh, we teach in this access program. We use the different access program, right? You're asking about access program, and when we implement the diff-
Okay, I will, you can say, ask this question later on. You can say, ask another question. What was the defining moment that transformed you from a classroom teacher into a global educator influencing learners across the borders?
yeah, of course, that's a great question. Uh, I would paraphrase this question, Nasimullah. I wouldn't say that I am transforming to the global educator as you know. I would say I am transforming to the leadership position, as I am not right now teaching the other learners from the outside the Kazakhstan. So, but I'm trying to do my best in a leadership position as we are going. You know, we are leading. We are on the open COP. We are on the access COP, and we are. I am also as an initiator and the community leader on the Open Central Asia Regional Interest Community. We are transforming it as it all began, as you know. We are also on the American English Facebook page. It's all began 6 7 years with this account, Facebook account, where we, for a couple of times. As for me, I have been as a guest moderator when there was such a segment. We don't have such segment right now on Facebook page, but there was such a segment, guest expert moderator, where I have applied numerous times, and it started there. Then after, I have also applied for an access teacher, and after being an access teacher, we joined the access COP, and then open COP, where we applied for
Right.
a community lead programs. And it gave us a great experience to lead, facilitate discussions, facilitate different sessions. And after I have, by my initiative, we have launched the Open Central Asia Regional Interest Community. We are right now organizing webinars and uh, interviewing the open alumni from Central Asia, um, organizing conferences, and it all transforms into a very that gives us such a pleasure to lead and to strengthen the community of alumni.
Yes, you are connecting around the world, alumni from the world. Yerkin, you have been the community lead for you can say many times. You have played different roles in community. What role you like the best?
Wow, yeah, that's also a great question, Masimullah. Yeah, I like as a leader, I like to communicate with the alumni and educators from around the world. Nowadays, if I am not mistaken, I have I have reached out and contacted with about more than 40 educators around the world when they apply to be a speaker for our community, for our Open Central Asia Regional, and it's such a great pleasure for me to interact with them, to answer their questions. And of course, not all those educators who apply to be a speaker, presenter for our interest community, not all the experienced at once, and they even had they had like a students, they also have a fear to speak even in front of the camera,
Yes,
not talking about the in person, but they have a fear, and they asked me, uh, please facilitate and guide us in some questions to start, because this is my first experience. It's kind of that was such a kind of questions, and with pleasure we helped them, and we shared their screens if they had some problems with the technology, if they're a little bit unexperienced with these issues, and that kind of I like it, and I still like it to do it.
right. Thank you very much, Yerkins, for explaining in detail. You can say, in your experience, what truly separates learning something from applying it when you can say that with real impact? My question is, in your
Yeah,
experience, what truly separates learning something from applying it with real impact?
yeah,
Where do most educators and even teachers struggle?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Learning, of course, learning is a yeah. We have we take a lot of information every day, right? A lot of we are on the on the COP, on the both COP access COP. We get a lot of information from American English Facebook page. We get a lot of information from our local groups, and it's really a lot. And one thing, it's sometimes impossible how to apply all these things in my context. In Kazakhstan, that there is a for me is a time restriction, time limitation. As for me, as a 45 minutes in my class, it's impossible to apply several strategies or methods you really want, because 5 10 minutes just go away with greetings and making conclusion, right? And you just a 35 minutes left for you for your main task, for like explanation of the theme, and doing some exercises related to the topic, right? And but I would like to say that we have to apply something gradually and for a couple of months, so the students could get used to it, to this strategy. And after a couple of months, you have to go to another. It's kind of my strategy to do it, because of the time limitation. It's you want to apply like a lot of things, but yeah, in my context, it doesn't allow right now.
Right.
But yeah, let's go back to what a little bit tell about access here. Um, Access is different. Yes, it's different. You have some time, no more than 2 hours if you want, or 3 hours. You can do like you can practice a lot with access students.
Right. Yerkins, do you think that when a teacher enters a classroom, greetings plays a vital role to connect the students to get back from what they have already learning? Maybe a teacher was present and he was dealing with a different subject, and now you are dealing a different subject. To you can connect the students. Greeting and some hello hi make a quite difference.
Yeah, yeah. The greetings has a play a great role where you how you start the class, your lesson. Uh, we don't just greet. We sometimes, of course, we do some warm up activities and as a start, and we also like ask the moods and what they have done and things like that. And sometimes we usually play a little bit game for start.
Right. Yet most of the students, you can say, in my classrooms or in your classrooms, they know English, but they fear to speak. Why do you think students today know English but don't use it confidently? Is it language or mindset?
Yeah, it's true. Sometimes students they don't. It's because there are a lot of some reasons for it. It's a lack of vocabulary. It's a lack of confidence, or uh, it's a fear to be judged, or it's a fear to speak in front of their peers. Yeah, it's but here students should know that there is a the making the mistakes is possible, and here the teacher educator should create a safe environment for the students to move them forward, they encourage them to speak. It's like okay to make mistakes. So and here we should encourage them to speak and make mistakes as not to give not to pay attention on the accuracy, and to pay more attention on the fluency. When they try to speak and to say something, even one word, it's a great pleasure for us when the students try to do it.
Right. You are right. When students feel they may be judged, and some students, their fellows may make fun of them, they lack confidence, they lack vocabulary. But yet, from this, if you had to identify the biggest blockade, the biggest barrier, you can say, would you say it is? I will mention fear, environment, or teaching approach. What is the biggest problem? What's the biggest difficulty or obstacle? Fear, environment, or teaching approach, and why?
Yeah, yeah, for students, right? For students.
Yes.
Yeah, it is, of course, I wouldn't say fear also, of course, plays a role, because, sometimes students know they are smart, and the people are, in the classroom, some students are strong in English language, so they want to speak. But there is the kind of sometimes with a lack of vocabulary, in their when they want to speak, and it also comes the fear comes as an obstacle for them, because they can't express themselves even for the teachers, let's say, even for me, when I want to express myself, if when I don't have the right, I can take the choose the right word for my thought, and it is sometimes it makes me kind of stumble and like a stop for a while to move forward.
Right. That's great. It means all the things can play, you can see the different roles at different positions. Sometimes students feel fear, sometimes they are not, you can say, finding words, right words for the right situation, they stuck. Maybe they sometimes they lack confidence. Even adults can face this thing. Okay, it is right, it is happening, it is natural. And as a workshop, if we consider our classrooms as a workshop, and most of the time I let my students, I you can say orally say them, make mistake, it's your workshop, don't hesitate, try to do as many mistakes as you can do. Okay,
Yeah,
for my next question. Yes, go
sure,
ahead.
yes. When you encourage them, it's kind of our duty to encourage them. So it's a foreign language, and it's an okay, because we can't you can't focus on the grammar and the accuracy of them, but the accuracy comes later. Where they will, aware of what they are doing, what they are speaking. They will correct their they will correct themselves. What
Right.
what they what mistake they are making.
Right. Yerkins, how can teachers shift from teaching answers to developing thinking learners?
Wow, yeah, that's also a great question, Nasimullah. If you notice it, I have recently shared on our Facebook page a great strategy for the critical thinking. If you did, if you didn't, you have to watch it. I have shared the video tip for a effective questioning. Effective
Yes.
questioning. It is on Facebook, where how you to create to build the critical thinking of our learners, where you have to ask some effective questions. Effective questions are those open-ended questions, if to say
Yes.
it simply, where you ask the more after asking main question, you ask follow-up questions. For example, like what is the mood of the character, for example, if it relates to the text, and something happened with the character. What How do you think, how did the character feel, and what can happen next, like this, asking some follow-up questions to encourage them to speak.
Yes, I have gone through the video that you were teaching, talking about open-ended questions. My next question was exactly about that, but you have talked about. But you can say that explain for our audience what type of questions truly unlock students' thinking. It was the right thing that you have just talked about.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, Nasimullah, there are a lot of questions you can. It's related to the topic you are covering right now. It's related to the topic you are covering right now, and according to the topic, you can ask any follow-up questions if you have discussion. If you have
Yes.
discussion, if you have the conversation with your students, you can ask follow-up questions related to the topic. You
Yakins,
get
can we apply a formula 5 W's plus 1 H, the words that begin with W, just like what, why, when, where, for open-ended questions, and
Yes.
H for how?
Yeah, sure, sure. We you can, as an for the questions, for the follow-up questions. Of course, you can use the question words. You can with the questions. We start with the question words like what, when, where, and etc.
Yes. I normally say 5 W's plus 1 H.
Five W's plus one H.
one age.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
How? How?
yes, to make my students understand how they can learn it. For you can see the open-ended questions, when, why, where. We can ask these questions, and you can see the how. It is another question. Okay, for my next question, many teachers try to ask good questions, but still fail to engage students. Engagement is of the students a quite a difficult task. Every teacher wants to make students understand, engage, and they use different tactics. What is the most common mistake that teachers make to make students engage?
Yeah, it's. I think the mistake for the teachers who can't or at the in class, if he hasn't had enough like a chance to engage the student, is a mistake that the teacher doesn't facilitate, and the teacher leaves the students for themselves. Like you do this task, and that's it. The teacher is like, leave them for 10 minutes alone with themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, with
Yes,
themselves. And
sometimes I used to engage my classrooms in a different way. I have learned it from access teaching programs using digital tools in my classrooms. Kahoot, first ever I used in my workshop that was in University of Lahore, and you can see the my mentor was from America. Uh, I have missed his name. 3 days workshop was there, and one of my friends presented a concept, a paperless classroom, and we three presented Kahoot to engage different students. It's best for quizzes. You can just such kind of things, and I tried different games in my classroom, and students are quite engaged in this way. They wait for after 15 days, or we can say 20 days. I used to this activity, uh, and students wait for that moment when I bring my projector in a classroom and used to you can that quiz. In this way, students have a great you can say the engagement. And in OpenQ program that was offered, I was you can say assign a task, integration of AI tools in classroom. Then from these programs, I have learned this thing how to engage students in classroom.
yeah, absolutely. Games, plays a great role. And yes, of course, another, of course, can obstacle or problem can be not using games in your English classes, because nowadays students, are focused on their technology, and they want some tasks to be used to be related to their technology, like with their device, phones and tablets. And why not, if they have their, so right now everybody have their devices like smartphones. It's great to play the Kahoot games, as you mentioned it, or quizzes, or bamboozle. Sometimes, if my students, those students who don't have the personal smartphones, I use, for example, online games like bamboozle. It doesn't need devices because it is online. I show them on screen, on LCD screen, so it's kind of great game to engage them.
Right, right, right. Here comes my brother. How can teachers create a classroom where students feel safe, speak without fear? You can suggest some advice for the teachers to make the environment such a cozy environment that students willingly try to speak up.
Yeah, Nasimullah. Of course, nowadays, in the time of uncertainty, sometimes we fear for our students. Sometimes, because our children also, the students, they study at school. It's also, we have to pay attention on the safe environment for the students. Yes, by what comes to me sometimes before last year, I just joined the University of Massachusetts when I went there through Access Exchange Program. Our course topic was social emotional learning, and I learned a lot from our professors uh, uh, from this Access Exchange Program, and I'm trying to apply. But but I am still, because it's difficult when you stick to your previous habits of leading the class. Sometimes we become strict, you know. Sometimes we become sometimes raise voices. It depends on the situations, you know it. And it's this course helped a lot to understand that we can use some special activities or strategies to mitigate, to ease such kind of, you know, tension, the situations with tension, where you know the you have where you have to like raise your voice or say something hard, you know. And in these situations we have to be kind of very
Yeah, Yerkans,
yeah.
I think you are right at this moment because we are habitual to do the activities as we are in a part of our routine. And when we learn something that you have talking about social emotional intelligence, it's a quite different idea, and to implement in our classrooms is quite you can say different scenarios. When we learn, we are in a different mode of thinking. We are trying to adopt something, we are trying to learn something new. But we come back to in our classes, students may not have the same idea. We have to be more patient at that moment. It will be a time taking process, and de-learning is something quite difficult. We are used to our habits. You can say that this is, I'm asking a follow-up question related to your conversation, what you have said. What role does patience play in developing students' confidence? Because teachers has to become more patient at that moment. Student maybe learn gradually. Teacher have to wait for them to come up at the right stage. What role you can say patience play in such kind of environment?
Yeah, for the whole teacher, for the whole teacher community, patience is a, you know, such a that kind of thing that we need very much. We need very much. And of course we have to be very patient, you know, in some situations. And it really, you know, requires it. And here we have to uh, when we want to increase the confidence through patience, we have to give some time for them to analyze and prepare their thoughts to move forward. Because the, you know, the learning mind isn't used to expressing the the thoughts and ideas immediately. You know, we have to give some time for them to prepare to speak, and to give them time. But of course, gradually, depending on the grade, depending on the grade, they will learn, and they will start speaking in a fast mode, and they will gain confidence gradually.
Yarkan, one thing more, when students try to speak any language, maybe English or other language, teachers try to correct them. Mostly, teacher try to correct them at the very beginning. The intention behind that may be to make him correct at the early stage, so that he may not make a mistake. Do you think you can say that in language learning, what should come first, fluency or accuracy?
As I also mentioned it in some of your questions as an answer, well, of course, the teachers should at the early age they should of course focus on the fluency, because each word comes from their mouths, from our students' mouths, is a kind of treasure for us. Because sometimes it is difficult for us to make them speak, right? Why them? Why to stop them? Why to interrupt them? Why to correct them? Let them speak. Let them speak. Let them say something. Uh, Something. A word. Two words. A sentence. That would be a great pleasure and treasure for us.
Right. So I got the idea that fluency comes first and
Yeah.
accuracy may be on the later stages.
Yeah. Accuracy comes gradually when the students, when they get the bigger and they get older. As I said, depending on the grade, they will understand what they are saying is incorrect, that what they are saying is wrong in a grammatic way. So they will try to say this kind of sentence next time in a correct way.
Right. Yerkin, is if we have to make some comparison with excess students as when we were excess teachers and the students we have in our classrooms, what makes excess students different in terms of confidence, communication, and mindset?
Well, I love Access program, Nasimullah. I love you, and I know you love also. You
Yes.
love, yeah. I love Access program. It's special, where you can practice anything. You can practice. You have, you have the a lot of time, and of course when you have enough time, you have the conversation time, you have this speaking time, you have the writing, you can do writing tasks, you can do reading tasks, you can watch videos, you can play online games, different. And by doing all this, the students sometimes we do, of course, in our regular job at school we play, but not always, because sometimes if we have to write, we can't do the next activity because of the time restriction. But in access programs, this all, of course, not only increases their confidence, but of course there are some activities we try to develop their 21st century skills as well.
Right. And I think excess students are more confident. They learn project-based things. They do their own. They become leaders in a sense. Even in classrooms, they have to play different roles. We have different days to celebrate, and some students help to lead that. You can say the day, and in this way, when one student plays, you can say the best role, it's becomes, you can say, encouragement for the other students to play their own role in the next session. And we normally celebrate multiple days on our schedules, that are world days for, you can say, the earth day maybe there, and so many days, we mother days there, language days there, radio days there, so many days we celebrate, and each of the students, they have a chance to express themselves over there, and in this way they become themselves a quite different person when they get passed out their session, and credit goes to Relo. I think it's a very good opportunity for the students as well as for the teachers to learn a lot.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, the credit goes to Relo and to the U.S. Embassy for those who and for the provider who is making it possible to implement the access program in your city.
Yeah. Yerkins, you have been in a GOC that was, you can say, English as medium of instructions.
Absolutely, it was my course which
Yes.
I completed, uh, the course of the Global Open course. Yeah, the
Yes.
the course name.
Beyond language, what changes it make in you? What it transforms you in a what way? Well, let us know about your experience about this GOC program. You have spent, I think, 6 months with this, and so many, you can say, your friends was in this group. and share something.
Yeah, for the first time when I joined this course, English as the medium of instruction,
Yes.
you know, I haven't known anything about these words, EMI,
Yes.
you know. But yeah, but then after covering some of course the topics, covering some lessons, of course I knew that it's a great that you teach other subjects, other content, of course not related to grammar, not only related to the language. it's a it's very interesting to do it. And uh, by doing this, you not sometimes you are not alone. You also involve your colleagues from other subjects, like chemistry, geography, physics, or mathematics, or other things, because you need to ask something from them to understand before teaching your students, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes many students, many teachers are not aware of other subjects just from the English as a language. But as a teacher, we have to be universal to teach these kind of things, like I would say STEM, or content based instruction, or clear. So all the things we have to interact with each other, with you. You have to interact with your colleagues at school or at university to move forward, to give the right and the qualitative instruction to your students.
Right. When you come back in your environment after getting such kind of knowledge and you can say information practice with international, you can say the students and your instructors are quite well versed, and come back in your own environment, you may face some challenges. What challenges do teachers face when implementing EMI, and how can they overcome them? They may
Of
face
course.
some challenges from their own colleagues, maybe, and from even students because they do not have such kind of things.
Sure, there is a challenge. Sure, there is a challenge. There is still challenge. Why? Because what comes from the. Let's first start with the students. It is, of course, it's an another subject, but it is in English. And they haven't studied their other language, their other subjects in English, but in English they are doing it. So, and they are sometimes confused, because they don't know the meaning of these words, the meaning of the words, like some chemistry words, some biology words, some mathematics words. So it is sometimes for them. But here you have to, of course, to use your simplest language, uh, e- English, to use English in a simplest way to teach these kind of things, the things, the other content not related to language. So that's one of, and to show some other, use other strategies and methods to implement. And what comes to the teachers, from teachers, as I mentioned it before, um, the teachers also, many teachers don't, uh, are not aware of this subject, because uh, they maybe they are teaching it from their book, or maybe it comes from their curriculum. They are not aware, and when they see it, when they come to the classroom unprepared, it is a challenge, a real challenge. Because how can you know chemistry words, how can you understand chemistry or biology or other subjects, if you are coming to your classroom unprepared?
Right.
Unprepared. Here you have, if you are not aware of this subject, of course you have to involve, ask kindly your colleagues related to this content, some advice or some help to explain you in their first language, in your mother tongue. Then you can explain this kind of content material to your students in a correct and a qualitative way.
Right. Wonderful. Because I would like to ask you one question. What can educators in Pakistan learn from Central Asia as you are dealing with? And what can Central Asia learn from Pakistan?
Yeah.
It's a
Thank
general
you. Great
question here.
question. Yes. We are all in a ELT. We are all in LT. Uh, what comes to me, what I love, I would love to learn from Pakistani educators. It's the use of English language, in all sphere.
Yes.
You use it in a regular basis, in an academic basis. It's kind of your, yeah, it's a kind of your second language, and you use it in a confident way, more confident, and you are more fluent when using it, because you practice with it every day. You practice with it every day. And I'm also familiar with um, many Pakistani educators who are on both COPs, Open COP and Access COP, and when they express their thoughts and idea, they do it in an authentic way. Yes, I haven't seen them in person, but when you read their ideas, comments, and thoughts, it's kind of more fluent, more authentic
Right.
compared to mine, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, so we are going to, you can say, the very close to our session as we have spent 45
Nasimullah,
minutes.
yeah. What comes to the Pakistani educators, from they can learn. We involve like more students in a student-centered approach. We use student approach in a you can use intercultural. You can learn intercultural communication from us from Central Asia. As you know, Central Asia consists of 5 countries, so they are the culture is similar with each other.
Yes. Because we students from Pakistan have some chances, opportunities to study over in your country.
Uh,
For instance, the students when they have a grade 10 education, they have done with grade 10. Mostly, some of the students want to move over there. Some of the students want to move some abroad countries after grade 12. If there is some chance, if the students would like to move there, they have some in how they can do it.
yeah, sure, of course, Nasimullah. There is always chance. There is always chance, and there will be chance. Uh, they can the Kazakhstani universities, the open. They can apply. Of course, they can apply. Uh, of course, the students, and of course, it depends on the student university's policy as well. University's policy. Uh, Maybe there are universities who don't accept the international students, but of course there are universities who accept the international students with pleasure.
Right, right. And we are going to, you can say, wrap up our conversation. For the teachers who feel stuck or disconnected from the purpose, what advice would you give them to ignite their passion for teaching? If you want
Uh,
to give some advice for the teachers who are stuck or disconnected.
yeah, yeah, sure. Uh, don't stop. Move forward. Move forward. Keep going. Because just join the one community and keep going with it. And if you like it, if you have time, you can join another community. As I am doing. I'm trying to be on all the communities related to the where I am. I really like them. I try to be on American English Facebook page, where they teach a lot of information related to the ELT, and we are on the COP. we are on the Access COP, we are on our local interest communities, and just join them. Don't be alone. Don't be alone, and keep going with community. And I am sure you will be on track with the latest technology.
Right. My, you can say, wonderful, incredible audience from Kazakhstan to world, from classroom to global impact. Because teaching is not just a profession; it's a responsibility, it's a mission, it's a legacy. Yerkin, thank you for your insights.
Thank you
And
so much.
you can, for my audience, don't just teach, transform, inspire, lead. This is talks that teach.
Thank you so much, Nasimullah. Thanks for having me. It was my pleasure to speak with you, yeah, to answer your questions.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure as well to have you on my podcast. And after a long, long time, we are back. You can say live in some programs. You and me were in the same, you can say, the platform. But it was a quite long time I have seen you live, and it's a
Yeah,
more than blessing for
yeah,
me.
me too. Yeah, I'm very happy to see you.
Thank you. Thank you.